If you were to bite off a kneecap, how would it look?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Welcome to the Friday edition of the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning, being a part of the show. A little rainy out right now, but it looks like everything's going to be nice and clear for our Kick for Crypto contest, which is happening today in Novi at Imagine Theaters. Starting at 3 o'clock is registration, then 4 o'clock will be the first kick, and you'll be able to watch it live during the hook. Joey's going to be out there doing check-ins. It's going to be a fun event. We went out with Lions punter Jack Fox yesterday, and he was able to do it. So it is possible. Anything is possible.
We could have given away $25,000 yesterday, and he looks over. He's like, "Where's my money?"
Right.
And he starts laughing.
And I looked at him and like, no, you're paid a lot more than me. Where's my money? For real. But thank you guys for waking up with us. My name is Stick. To my right.
What up, dude? It's Corey.
To my left.
Joey, what up?
Over there in producer land is Art. We have Fish in the fishbowl, and of course Jeff holding down all social medias, and a new member to the show right here, the championship trophy from the West Bloomfield 2021 Summer League Thursday Men's Upper D League Champions, baby. Let's go! Let's go!
Is this regular season or the entire league?
This is the regular season. Now
So you guys have a trophy for the regular season and then a trophy for the whole championship?
for the playoffs. Yeah, playoffs
Damn.
next week.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit in your news, but this is going to stay on the desk because I know Joik wanted me to bring it in as well, but it's rightfully our manager Billy's trophy, so he let me have it for the day. I'm like, I got to have it on the desk tomorrow, man. But
that's a cool trophy and all, but can we get the real trophy on the show real quick? Our next guest.
Yeah.
We need the real trophies.
NHL draft tonight, so of course we got to bring in our NHL expert. His name, four-time Stanley Cup Darren McCarty. Darren!
D-Mac.
What's up, fellas? Good morning. This is what you do this early in the morning.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting out of your slumber to talk to us.
No worries, guys. No worries. Big day. Big day today. Obviously, this is where the rubber meets the road as far as our next step. And Steve Yzerman, Pat Verbeek, Chris Draper, and the whole organization have their work cut out for them. But, I mean, can somebody please, I don't care if it's Juicy or somebody there, somebody needs to make me for the hook today some big-ass sign that says #WiserPlan, all pretty, so I can just hold it up. Because if you haven't seen, if you don't trust in this process, and I know that we're all excited about a whole bunch of things in this town, but man, I don't even know. You can ask me, who do I want? Who does it? And it doesn't matter, guys, because it's the affordability of saying, let's wait and see who they choose, then look it up, and then say, okay, how are they going to work out? Because I mean, the luxury of what Steve Yzerman did yesterday in acquiring the goaltender from Carolina, and I'm just going to say Ned. Re-signing.
I don't feel so bad when I can't get the name right, too.
Well, hey, I'm trying to put a piece together. You should have seen Maz trying to do his name early. So, and I'm sure it's not the first time, but the bottom line is this kid's the real deal. He's got Michigan ties because he's played junior hockey here, so he knows the culture and, you know, being around it. This is just a win-win-win all around, and you didn't really have to give anything up. And, you know, today's a little bit different than any other day because, in my opinion, at least in the past, because it really doesn't matter who we choose. It's going to be the right player because #WiserPlan.
Well, going into the draft, I mean, a lot of people were talking that maybe our target was going to be a goalie this year in the draft, and that Yzerman was kind of eyeing a few guys in that position. But now the goalie situation is pretty much taken care of, right?
Yeah, but the luxury stick where you don't look at it is that he could still take a goalie. He could even – this enables him to even make a pick at number 6 to really snipe somebody else's goalie and develop this kid and then maybe have trade bait to either one of these guys right? So you got to look at it both ways. If he takes a goalie somewhere in this draft, that's a luxury to develop because, as I said all along, wait till he gets the goalie, wait till he gets the goalie, wait till he gets the goalie. Well, now I got to explain the caveat in this is that he never thought that he'd get the goalie that he's going to watch play himself into the guy that we would have had to get. Does that make sense? It's like almost having this guy in the system drafted. He's developed. He's won Calder Cup, which Rookie of the Year in the negotiations. You look at his numbers in 25 games, smaller sample size, but he's got a taste. I mean, it's like getting one of these pitchers, Manning, Scooble, or Mize, off of the Tigers to another team right now. This is just huge. It's bigger than big because it opens up your playbook to call anything against anybody else. So if anything, it's really opened up Steve Yzerman's playbook a lot more, and that's why don't try to figure out what he's going to do. Let's just report on it after and try to put the pieces together.
Is there anybody in particular that direction you think they will go in? Like, which player are you out there liking yourself?
Well, you know what? The big thing is actually Corey, and I don't know if but I shut off after the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we don't get the first pick, and you saw my reaction and stuff, because this Owen Power kid out there, number one, is like the real deal. So I was disappointed. And here's the luxury, right? Is that I can just shut my hockey brain off because I got my guys, your guys, our guys working their tail off, watching video, traveling, doing whatever it takes. People have to understand, it's not the pedigree of the Steve Yzermans and his staff because of all the things that they've done and what they've got on their resume. That's not why they're going to be good. Why they're going to be good is because they have that on their resume and they continue to outwork anybody else, right? Putting the time in. They don't mail anything in, so their due diligence is done, and it's the same thing as they used to be off the ice and training and stuff like this. So, I mean, this is the easiest decision. I mean, Corey, I would probably say just speculating is they're gonna try to get some scoring. So whoever the best available talented scoring centerman or winger, that's what I would think that they're gonna go for, just because of the moves that they made with Nick Leddy. You got Sider coming up. He made the move for the goalie. But again, I say that, and I could see them, if you pick the goalie that they're talking about, that Stick mentioned early about them drafting a goalie. Well, he could take them sixth, and then, that's almost like having the pitching staff for the Tigers if you're going to corral some young talent in the goaltender, because at some point when they develop, that's a valuable chip.
Now, I see that the Columbus Blue Jackets, same division, they're picking right before the Red Wings. Are you concerned about anybody that they're targeting that, may be a problem for the Red Wings down the line?
You know what? Here's the thing, Corey, is that right now where we're at as a Red Wing organization, it's, you might have a target on it, but it's sort of the bigger picture. And in all honesty, it's like Herman Morris said yesterday when we interviewed him on The Hook. As far as rookies coming into camp, there's so much to be done. It's just sort of let's wait and see what they have because of the development catching up to playbook and this. And I'm going to work smarter, not harder. So when I trust the process and trust what's going on, it's more or less the guessing game, but let's see what's happening. So more than any other time in history, I won't speculate. I mean, later today, I'll probably say I think this or I think that, but I really don't think I'm not straining myself. I'm going to worry about good content and keeping Maz straight on the hook with Terry Foster this afternoon. And as Stick said, we're going to bring that Crypto Kick live to you from the Hook at 4 this afternoon. So anybody who tunes in, so we'll talk more. But you know what? I don't have a player there's not a guy on my list because I trust the process. And that,
Yeah,
and that
whoever
may
they
be a
draft
cop
is going
out.
to be our guy, right? Like that's
Well,
the
that
guy
may be
anyways.
a cop out. But watch it because of all the draft picks and whether he's trading draft picks, using them like he did to get this goaltender or maneuver them into picks. Just wait till the dust settles and see positions and it'll play out. Right? It's almost like the dust clears and then it's the roadmap.
What I love is when you look at the talent, especially the top prospects. I mean, you mentioned Owen Power. Then the second one up is Luke Hughes. And it's just crazy when you look at Michigan and having so many ties to the top prospects in the entire NHL. Do you think Michigan is slowly becoming one of the better states when it comes to hockey now?
Well, it's been a and because of the US under 18 program in Plymouth and stuff like that, so you get the best of the best kids here. But that makes the familiarity with the Michigan area, and especially out there in Plymouth and Novi and Northville and stuff like that. But there's something to be said about hockey and Michigan and things like that. So yeah, you mentioned it. There's the third Hughes brother that's going to be drafted. You might want to go figure out what mama's feeding those kids.
Right. Got to be the most talented hockey family ever.
Well, you know what I mean. But the Sutters out of Canada had 7 brothers and 6 of them played.
Damn.
The oldest one didn't. Yeah.
The
oldest one, Gary.
D-Mac, you're obviously Steve Yzerman. You still respect Steve Yzerman, the man. Captain.
Oh, Iserman. Yeah.
Steve Yzerman? Is it Yzerman?
Iserman.
I know we all have a lot of faith in him right now, and I know, he's a very competitive guy. Is there a friendly competition right now that you feel between the 4 teams in Detroit? Because it seems like every team has a buzz around them right now. Like the Red Wings have the Yzer plan coming through. The Lions, obviously, with Dan Campbell. The Pistons, we're talking to Dwane Casey later on the show today, but Troy Weaver has a handle on things. Do you think there's like a healthy competitiveness going on between those GMs of who can get to the mountaintop first?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think they all got together and went, what the hell, guys, let's go.
Right.
We got to figure something out because we can't do this. This is Detroit. So I'm sure there is, right? It's always healthy competition to get all the teams the best that they can be at the same time. And there's nothing like going to an afternoon ball game and a night playoff game, during the same day. We have the luxury here of being that sports town. I think what means the most to Stevie is because this is, we grew up here, our kids, our families. This is who we are. This is our home, and getting this thing right. So I like what I see in every which way is progress, not perfection. And yeah, there is a competitiveness and all in a good way to push each other, because there's no better thing than, and us as Wings, we want the Pistons to be good. We want the Tigers to be good. We all want the Lions to be good. So it just makes it so much more fun. And I hope they do it because it makes our job at Woodward Sports a lot easier when you're good.
It makes it a lot more fun. We get to have a lot more fun around here. And I know tonight is going to be fun. The NHL draft, the Red Wings are selected. And D-Mac, he just believes in the plan. He doesn't have any targets, but I like that too, because that means you trust your guy. And Steve Yzerman has shown us nothing to put us in the other direction that he shouldn't be trusted. I mean, you saw Tampa Bay, what they did this year.
We got picks number 6. We got pick number 23 in the draft. We're going to be having the watch party at the Chevrolet Plaza at Little Caesars Arena. Tell me anything could get more fun than that. 8 o'clock it all goes down. Doors open at 6 tonight.
I'll be down there from 6 to 6:30 signing autographs, so I'm going to come down and see all the Woodward Sports, anybody who are fans and stuff. So I'll be down there quick and that. But that's what it's all about, boys. This is it, and it's a beauty and it's a luxury, right? And it's also because we're not close, right? So we don't, like, if I said you can pick any player that's picked, you want best possible position, and I would not be surprised with the 23rd pick, the later pick in the draft, that might not be moved, or one of them moved or whatever. But this is exciting because pay attention to this. All the draft prospects that we have, that we've accumulated, now it gives you chips that you can maybe maneuver, and it'll be interesting to see what they're playing, what the wiser plan is. But this will be more of the conversation of what they have, what the plans are, and like you guys said, slowly but surely, we're getting there in all 4 sports, and it's going to be so much fun to be around for everybody.
All right, D-Mac. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate you coming on, and I can't wait to hear your takes on the hook this afternoon from 3 to 5, and hopefully we get to witness somebody win $25K in crypto, too.
Yeah, you better watch out for Jack Fox impersonating. Somebody should have got, I guess, no professionals, but how many kicks did it take him to get it?
It took him a couple practice kicks, but, he was close several times. Like, he hit the ball in the back of the truck at least 5 times, and I believe 2 stayed in. So
to tell you how accurate and skilled this guy is, D-Mac, I was literally laying by with my audio equipment getting ready to do this video shoot, and he was 35 yards away. He punted the ball and hit me. I've never seen such accuracy.
Purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
Yes.
Those guys are like, their legs and stuff is like a golfer with a wedge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that repetition. And, so good luck. Yeah, we'll be covering it today at the Hook, boys. So have a good show. We'll see you later on today.
See you, man. See you at LCA tonight, too. The Red Wings draft is going on, NHL draft, but, Red Wings are really the focus for us here on the Morning Woodward Show. And if you want to golf with D-Mac, Joey, people have a chance to do that, right?
Yeah, we're hooking them up, and this is a D-Mac charity event, so it's sold out. Mm-hmm. No chances for you to buy tickets, but there's a chance for you to win tickets thanks to our friends at Public Adjusters of Michigan. If you go to woodwardsports.com right now, right there at the top, you're going to see it. Click there, put your information, and hopefully you are the lucky winner to enter this. Go to woodwardsports.com. Pam represents the insured for property insurance claims, homeowners and commercial property, fire, wind, and smoke. So support them, our friends over at Pam.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom Team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. So excited. To have D-Mac on the show early, and then Pistons head coach Dwane Casey is going to be joining us coming up around 9:30. And we are 6 days away from the NBA draft. And
I love it.
Woo!
So much going on. And then training camp starts next week. So the Detroit Lions.
It's a good time of year.
And the Tigers are 7 wins straight.
At home, too.
Sheesh.
All 7 wins at home.
Can't get any better. It's a good time.
They got 47 wins. The Indians got 40.
We're sneaking up, Corey.
Why are we forgetting the biggest sport that's happening right now?
Screw the Olympics.
Well, screw you then. There you go.
Hey, show off that jacket real quick, Fish.
Yeah, Fish came Olympics ready today. Flex that USA on your left arm for everybody.
And that's not an original one. That's a North Face.
Right. I am a real American. Good job, Fish.
I just like this jacket. I'm a fan of the jacket, I guess.
Well, we watched the Olympic opening ceremony, a little bit of it this morning. What'd you think, Fish?
I thought it was cool, as per usual. And it's still going on. Arthur, it'll be still on, I believe, after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite the opening ceremony going on in Tokyo, but the Olympics will be underway, and we will lose Fish for the next 2 weeks because that's all he's going to be doing is watching that. So we're talking about our local teams all kind of trending up. There's another quasi-local team because you could call University of Michigan football pretty much local. Like, if you grew up in this area, it's Michigan or Michigan State, but, Michigan by proximity is, majority of people's favorites that I know. Jim Harbaugh had some bold-ass statements yesterday that may get him in trouble. I mean, he put it all out there. Like, obviously, you're supposed to say that you want to beat your rivals, but when you throw it out there that we will beat our rival, like he did a guaranteed yesterday, and the dude, over the course of his time at Michigan, hasn't been able to beat Michigan State, hasn't been able to beat Penn State really, hasn't been able to beat Ohio State.
Haven't even touched Ohio State.
But he's saying this is the year that Michigan is going to beat Ohio State. Do you guys think Harbaugh is full of shit? Or do you think that, hey, Michigan actually has a chance this year?
Well, what else are you going to say? That's my thing to this. What else are you going to say? You haven't proven anything to come remotely close to that being true. So until we see it, I'm just taking it as words.
It's not going to happen. They're not going to beat Ohio State this year, but I do appreciate him saying that he wants to go out there and beat them, because he has to say that because they've been getting their teeth kicked in by Ohio State for the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
So he has to say it. I mean,
It's time,
I'm glad he's showing some kind of fight, because before he was acting all kind of mum about it. Now, at least he's acknowledging it in some fashion that they got to beat these guys at one point.
Yeah, well, here's his quote from Big Ten Press Days yesterday about what he thinks is going to happen this year versus Ohio State.
That's what we want to do, and we're going to do it or die trying.
Do it or die trying. We got 50 Cent coaching. I love it. I love it. I've read articles where Michigan, and this is what happens every year preseason for Michigan. You read articles about how they got a Heisman candidate on their team. This year I'm reading that they may have one of the best backfields in the entire NCAA. This is the year, to me, Harbaugh's got to get it done. It's his 7th season. He's been there long enough. These are all your guys. He's only succeeded when he had other people's recruits. You got the NIL in your favor. Michigan is going to start helping you with recruiting by making money and stuff like that for the players. This has to be his year, or he's got to go, right?
No.
He just signed that deal.
I don't think he has to go, because I think that Michigan fans have, and people in the state have a, to me, misguided perception of what Michigan really is. Michigan, okay, first off, we got to add this out there. They've only beaten Ohio State 3 times in the past 2 decades. So is that bad? Yes, it is. But as far as getting rid of them, who are you going to replace them with? Because Michigan has never really been this team that everybody thinks they are. They've always been a 9-10 win team, sometimes 11. Last year was an aberration, you know, with that season, with the whole COVID and everything. I'm gonna give him a pass on that, but he's got Michigan back to where they are, 9-win team. Let me read some stuff that I wrote down. Michigan's last outright Big Ten title before the Big Ten championship game was 2003. They had a share of it in 2004. So before the championship game, they were winning shares of it every now and then, and they were before the title game eliminated that. Their last undefeated season was 1997. They went 12-0.
Yep.
Won a share of the national title. Since 1990, Michigan has only finished with double-digit wins 11 times. Harbaugh has 3 of those in his 6 seasons. He's brought them back to who they are. I don't see the reason to get rid of them just yet. I mean, if you want to get rid of them for not beating Ohio State, I think that's low-hanging fruit. I think that you would want him to beat Ohio State at some point. But if the people are just going to be honest about themselves, that Ohio State rivalry has been done. As I just said, 3 wins in 2 decades. The rivalry is not really what it is anymore. Michigan has to understand that their rival now is Michigan State. And Harbaugh is kind of, I think he's like 3-3 against Michigan State in his time there. So
it's about finishing off the season, though, Corey. That's the thing, because we always have Ohio State as the last game or later games of the season. Always lose those. Then the bowl games. He's lost, I think, 4 out of 5 bowl games that he's been a part of. So it's more than just the record in college football, because let's be honest, a lot of the scheduled games are pretty easy games for Michigan, so it better be at least an 80% win record every single season.
Well, he was also talking about how people putting him on the hot seat, he compared it to World War II propaganda. Did you guys hear this? Listen to what he said. Listen to this.
People are trying to discourage him. You know, it's almost like propaganda, like, let's discourage him. You know, almost like World War II propaganda machines, stop, quit, no need to try, you have no chance, you don't even try any further. So that becomes like, no, we don't subscribe to that at all. Try to get to the top. we're going to die trying. We're either going to get there or die trying.
And there it is. We're going to get there or die trying. But to compare it to World War II propaganda that he's getting out there, like, I get he's a history buff and all that, but if you're a history buff, you got to understand the gravity of World War II.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah, I get it. That's a crazy ass quote, but I mean,
he's a crazy ass dude.
I'm just looking at his record. Yeah, he's lost 4 straight bowl games: Orange Bowl, Outback, Peach Bowl, Citrus Bowl. Like I said last year, I believe it was an aberration. Yeah, you want to finish off some of those games well, and I think he has to finally figure out this quarterback situation. But during his time at Michigan, 49-22, 34-16 in the conference. It's like, if you get rid of him, you gotta be damn sure about who you're replacing him with, because you could be going into another Rich Rod, Brady Hoke type of situation. So, do you want Harbaugh to be better? Yes. Just be careful of kicking him out so quickly, because
7 years is not quick. 7 years is 7 damn years.
It is 7 years, but also just saying this: make sure who you hire is a guy that you're going to be able to sell to the Michigan fan base, because this guy is the definition of a typical Michigan man. So if you're going to replace him, just make sure that you got the right guy to get the program moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. Like, but look, John Beilein was the Michigan man basketball coach, and he left unceremoniously, just got out of there, and they were able to find a Juwan Howard to replace him, which I think we'd all agree at this point has been an upgrade, right?
It's Michigan. We're gonna have that, but go ahead, finish your point.
No, that's fine. All I'm saying is Harbaugh, when he brought here, he was going to be the Messiah. He was everything. He was climbing trees. He was spending overnight with people. He was just doing what you had to do to get the energy back into the culture and into the program. And he hasn't lived up to the hype. And listen,
yeah, I agree with that. He didn't live up to the hype
and
at all.
That may be my fault for buying into the hype, because I thought when he was at San Francisco, he did a great job coaching them. Obviously, the Jim Schwartz handshake is one of my favorite Lions moments of all time. I mean, the guy's an animal, and he is an animal, and I love that about him. But he's had 7 years to put it all together, and what he was supposed to be great at is being a quarterback whisperer. It has been a revolving door of shitty quarterbacks at Michigan for the past 7 years, and honestly, I can't figure that out, why this guy can't get his quarterback right. Because really, they draw up good plays. You see it every year. The wide receivers running wide open, and then the quarterback, boom, throws it in the ground, or boom, throws it 20 yards in front of them. So I like Harbaugh. He kind of restored the program. He got him back on track, but getting back on track is one thing. Taking it to the mountaintop is the next step he has to take. And I don't see it happening this year, next year, or the year after.
And then that's what I'm just saying. Like if you got a guy out there that you have a really good pulse on, like, you know what? We've done all we can go with Harbaugh. We believe that this guy is the next guy to take us over. Like, he's going to be the Larry Brown to the Rick Carlisle type situation. Like, hey, Rick Carlisle got the Pistons back respectable, but Larry Brown was the guy to get them back over the top into being dominant contenders. So if they have that guy out there, I'm all for it. The thing about it is, you're just going to have to be able to sell that to the Michigan fan base. And I just saw in the comments, probably get a Matt Campbell. I believe that is somebody that, you might be able to sell to the fans. Who knows?
We just need someone that can get a quarterback right. That's it. I mean, if we don't have that quarterback position right, and we have not for such a long time, we can list off all these recent quarterbacks we've had that, this was going to be the golden child. They were going to be the next best thing to happen to Michigan football.
Heisman candidates.
No, nothing near that.
Yeah,
every quarterback comes and goes. Of course, I root for Michigan too.
Who was the last great Michigan quarterback?
Denard Robinson. I was going to say John Navarre, but Denard Robinson is probably the last best we've had.
That's the last one that pops into my head, and obviously he was talented enough to go pro, not playing quarterback, but whatever. What are you gonna do? He stayed in the league a couple years, but as far as like pure quarterbacks, they used to be an assembly line, man. There used to be more Michigan quarterbacks in the league than anything. Yeah. But now they just can't seem to find that prototypical guy. I don't know if it's the system that they're running, but either way, they got to get that part right. And Harbaugh's putting his nuts on the line. I feel like making that statement in pregame, like he's drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is the year. And now it's the year. You said it. Now deliver.
I'm with you. If he doesn't deliver this year after planting the flag, then you got to start looking like, okay, nothing this guy is doing is hitting home with these players year after year. Now it's time to go ahead and start looking in a different direction and seeing what else is out there. 7 years is a long time. I'm just of the mindset of just like, hey, if don't just fire him to fire him. If you're going to fire him, have a plan in place of what you're looking to do for the future of this program and the type of coach that you want. Don't just go ahead and just make a move just to make a move.
Yeah, well, the season will play out. I just thought those were interesting comments yesterday. Yeah. I thought they were bold comments, ballsy comments, but now
I love it.
Settle it on the field and win the damn game.
I love it because you know what you're doing? You're putting expectations out there. You're setting a tone for the season. And if you don't deliver on that tone, all eyes are on you, Harbaugh. If your team does not deliver, all eyes are on you. And I'm glad that you went there to set the tone because now you're raising the bar for yourself. Meet it.
Yep. So, Jim Harbaugh making bold statements. Michigan got to live up to it this year. And speaking of bold, Coast Portland. They got some bold products for you, and we are going to be giving away all those qualification prizes today at the Kick for Crypto contest going on at Imagine Theater starting at 3 o'clock. So if you qualified, we will have your qualification prize out there, which is a Coast knife or headset. Plus, they have other great things like flashlights and glasses and just lanterns they have, and a machete. You can't forget the machete. So if you know somebody in your life that is outdoorsy or just needs some good, reliable things, make sure you go to coastportland.com, use promo code WSN20, and get that 20% off.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And it is now time for Joey's News. You ready, baby?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
The NFL and COVID and vaccinated players, there's a lot of news around that right now. The NFL just informed clubs that if a game cannot be rescheduled during the 18-week season in 2021 due to a COVID outbreak among unvaccinated players, the team with the outbreak will forfeit and be credited with the loss for playoff seeding per NFL sources.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
and it gets deeper than that.
DeAndre Hopkins standing up for himself, and I am sure a ton of players across the league will with their stance against the vaccine. I want you to look at this tweet right here that he put that has since been deleted, saying that I never thought I would have to say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL.
Yeah, he retracted that shortly after, but yeah, it's interesting. They're not making it you don't have to have the vaccine, but they're making it very fucking hard if you don't.
Yeah, they're basically incentivizing teams to go ahead and get push their players and stuff to a full vaccination. Another player who had a very strong comment about that was Jalen Ramsey when Quincy Avery, a well-known quarterback coach, said that he was retweeted something out there that said you're a deaf a bad teammate if you don't get the vax now. And Jalen Ramsey said, I know 2 people right now who got the vaccine but are COVID positive. Gave him the emoji shrug. I'm just saying I wouldn't look at a teammate as bad if you don't get the vax. No pressure for me.
My thing is this, how many months has the vaccine been out now? Probably like 6 months or so?
Yeah.
And if it were to have been 100% success to where you can actually legitimately, as an NFL organization, say every player needs to be vaccinated because it's proven. There's a success. You see it. But they don't have that information. There's other players that got the vaccine still getting COVID. And to say that if anybody gets COVID unvaccinated, that we're going to punish you.
Well, the thing is about the vaccine, they've always said you can still get COVID with the vaccine. The vaccine just lessens how severely COVID will affect you.
But if there's an outbreak in the locker room, right, and it's caused by somebody who already has the vaccine, and they give it to somebody who's unvaccinated, because you can still carry the disease whether you're vaccinated or not. Yeah. And now they're punishing the person that's unvaccinated, even though it was caused by the person that was vaccinated. It's just, I don't love these rules. I think it's stupid. You got to let people be people and let them handle their bodies the way they want to handle their bodies. And I keep hearing the argument, oh, but these guys are okay going out there to put their life on the line and get CTE. It's like, yes. That's the whole point of this. It's their body. It's their choice. If they want to hit somebody 100 times a day, they can do it. If they don't want to get the vaccine, they don't have to do it. Like, we've gotten to a point now where it's just a shame culture where if you don't get the vaccine.
I got to add these because this is very important to add about this COVID, because the loss of the we talked about the game being rescheduled, forfeit the game. There's more penalties to it. I wrote it up on Woodward Sports. Additionally, they'll lose playoff seeding with the forfeit, and if the game cannot be rescheduled, neither team's players get paid.
Right.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're cutting
the
paychecks
money
for
on top of that.
Neither team's players get their weekly pay if the game is forfeited. Here's some other ones. Vaccinated players who are positive and asymptomatic, they can rejoin their team after 2 negative tests within a 24-hour time span. They'll be eligible to play immediately. If you're unvaccinated, you're still subject to the 10 days of isolation. Also, there will be fine because of the financial implications. There can be additional penalties from the NFL commissioner to follow per the team with the outbreak.
Yeah, and not only that, like, if you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed to leave your hotel room to go eat when you're on the road. Like, they're locking these people in. What's up, Art?
Here's my question. It's no stranger that I had COVID in April. So do I have to get the vaccine? Like, I don't know, like, culturally, if I'm going to get shunned, if I'm like, hey, I have antibodies and I'd like to wait. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Like, for people who have had COVID already.
You're a horrible person.
You're killing my grandma, Art.
Yeah.
How do you feel about yourself?
Listen,
I'm both ways. If you want the vaccine, get the vaccine. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. If you don't want it, understand the risks that come with it and move on with your life.
But what if you have I have antibodies that, according to research, is good till the end of the year. Like,
what research, though?
Right,
Research has been done for weeks.
Yeah.
I say, Art, do what you feel is in the best interest of you. For me, I was dead set against the vaccine. Dead set against it. But the reason I got it is because I knew that the season was coming up and they were going to want, reporters and me to be vaccinated. When that memo came out, they wanted you to be vaccinated. I was already in the clear, so it was a preemptive strike.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what the NFL is doing. It's like, all right, you want, and that's private employers have that right though. Like, hey, you want to play in this league?
I didn't want to get it, but I knew that it would affect what we do if I did.
See, but just think about that. Like, what is going on right now? Like, you really are going to do that, and I'm sure soon enough, I guarantee you, even traveling and flying, you're going to have to be vaccinated.
Oh, you do for international.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, for some airlines.
So far.
You have to be vaccinated.
Wow.
Yeah, for international, you have to either be vaccinated or have a 72-hour
isolation period.
Test. Yeah.
It's just, when you see some of the best NFL players coming out, standing out against their employers, you know something's just not right. And this is the first of many. You know this is going to get ugly, and especially when you threaten to take away their money and all that as well on top of that.
Start messing with people's money, you'll see a different side of them, that's for sure.
That's crazy right there. And Giannis took no time off and got right back to it as he was practicing his free throws.
1,
at
2,
the parade.
3, 4. That's amazing.
This is amazing. He literally 18 seconds just held the pose.
Oh, so he never ends up shooting?
He shoots right into the fans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Honestly, that parade isn't as packed as I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, it was super packed just wherever they were in that section of the video. PJ Tucker was on something, chugging some champagne. Look at him going crazy.
Yeah, look at that champagne bottle, too.
Yeah.
Like, just it's almost bigger than the trophy.
The Ace of Spades.
Yep.
Jay-Z getting money hand over fist.
Oh, yeah. He's always getting money.
I liked what PJ Tucker said while he was on stage, too, man. Look at...
So,
Hey,
what does this remind you of?
Chris Bosh.
No, that was way better than Chris Bosh. Chris was a little extra with it.
Yeah, Chris was
You might have to say
champagne
pause on him.
room style. He was enjoying that all over his face.
And a fun fact here, Giannis's IG Live earned Chick-fil-A $294,000 in brand value. I don't know how they measure that. But $250,000 in brand value, which I think even more because Giannis going to get it, I guarantee you, made so many people go there and get it. And my favorite was he ended up saying, "Can I now have Chick-fil-A for life?"
They should give that to him for life.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
shoot, I don't know. I remember a rumor going around that Beyonce, her love for Popeyes is out there, and she gets free Popeyes for life. So
Yeah, because she needs it. Can't pay no $3 for a chicken sandwich.
It is funny how rich people like that get free shit all the time. And it's like, wait, they could pay you for chicken nuggets?
The poor people don't get shit, but the rich get everything for free.
That's how the rich stay rich. They don't got to spend a damn dime.
That's right.
That is so true. I mean, like, think about like a LeBron James, for example. Anywhere he goes, he's got to get it for free.
Right.
Like, no matter where. He comes into my restaurant, you better believe I'm giving it to him for free.
Well, like
and
Joy,
losing money.
Joik on our softball team, he didn't pay for his jersey.
We
all did, but
Who
Joik
got
didn't.
hustled?
I have a LeBron James restaurant story for Stick. You know what? I got to tell that all up here.
Oh, all
No,
right.
you don't. What is it? Come on.
It could get somebody in trouble.
Oh,
Oh,
all
All
right.
right, we'll keep that one off the air then.
I like that.
And the Braves, well, you know what? Since we're talking about basketball and all this, you know what we got to talk about? Is Stick's trophy real quick. Nothing to do with basketball, but we got to talk about Stick's trophy because you got that ring.
Yes.
Got the ring on the regular season.
That's
and now,
right.
Where's that team photo of your team? Because we got Joik in this picture.
There
We
was-
got Adam Baydoun in this photo.
That's the squad right there, man. That is the Space Dogs, champions of the 2021 Summer Softball Thursday Men's Upper D League
Regular
division.
season.
Regular season.
I've never seen a softball league get so extra to the point where they need trophies for regular season.
Yeah, I don't know. Before the game, they told us, they're like, win or lose tonight. You guys know you wrapped up the regular season championship. We were like, oh, no way. And then we started out the game down 8-1, and we scored 16 runs in one inning. We were just raking, baby.
With 2 outs, you said.
With 2 outs,
That's the impressive part right there.
Yeah.
16
Hey,
runs.
Regular season's over. How'd we do, guys? How'd we do, Joy?
You tell me. You know what?
Oh!
That's how we did.
Is that good? Is champion good?
That's pretty damn good.
It's one of my
Space
favorite
Dogs.
lines.
You can't use the word champion. You're not a champion.
It says it right here,
I
Joey.
don't care. I don't care. Listen, y'all better win this real championship, and we're all coming out to support, too.
Wait. I don't know.
Yeah.
It says champion.
Who made it? They made the trophy.
Looks like a championship to me.
Congrats, Space Dogs.
Hey, so we look at the celebrating that the Space Dogs had. We look at the celebrations that the Bucks had winning their championship. None of it compared to the way the Patriots celebrated. I love their parade celebration, but the greatest is their ring. Look at this.
The Tampa Bay ring.
I mean, not Patriots,
Yeah.
Buccaneers. Look at this ring right here.
Yeah, that is Tom Brady's championship ring, and look at how you can take the top off, and underneath is the stadium and some stats. Like, Tom Brady has many rings. He said this is the best one he's ever had.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
What does that mean to Patriots Nation, though?
I mean, it's fine, but I've never seen a ring that you could screw off the top, and then there's more underneath.
I think the Lakers just had one like
Did
that.
they?
Yeah, I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. But
That ring
still,
is
that's still
nasty.
badass that they're going into that.
Can you throw that back up, Art?
And seeing the Brady one, too, because it got MVP right next to the 12 right there.
Yeah, it's so awesome, man.
It's like,
I think that
how
was
much
a
these
little bit
cost?
more detailed though in the inside. But
It's amazing. It's a mini stadium on the inside.
yeah, that one's more detailed than the Lakers one. But the Lakers do. I think they have a twist off.
How
as
much
well,
these rings
but
cost? Do we know?
I mean,
enough.
Millions, probably, right?
No, I don't know about $1 million.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
That's a lot of diamonds. That thing is
I
huge.
honestly would probably say it'd be up in a couple of $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah, search that. I'm curious on that one. That's crazy. The Braves prove that Ozzy Albies is taller than Ronald Torreyes. Look at this.
Yep. They do the old back-to-back like when you were little.
He's got a couple inches on him. I loved seeing that.
I love those old Phillies uniforms, too. Those powder blue joints are badass.
Right.
You never think powder blue and maroon would go together, but it actually looks nice.
Yeah, it has like a throwback feel to it. So the Braves win the height contest. They also win the game 7-2. And the Tigers, more importantly, 7 straight wins. Since
go!
All-Star break, this team is on fire. Hometown Haas crushed this ball all the way back, sending it back home to, you know where, Westland, baby. 3-run shot.
Real pleasant addition to this ball club.
Yeah, what a great game yesterday during the
Drives
afternoon.
one deep left field. That gone from the time he connected. Oh, baby. Big time blast. 3-run shot.
That's there now, you know, like you were showing up expecting them to lose every game. Now you're showing up expecting a win, or at least competitive baseball, and that's such a different vibe when you walk into the stadium.
Put a spark into this ball team, and
awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
You hear it too. Like you hear the crowd roaring and chanting the way that they are. I mean, gets me excited as we approach this 500 for Miguel Cabrera, because we need that soon.
Yeah,
we need that.
The New England Patriots Super Bowl XLIX rings reportedly cost $36,000 each.
That's it?
Yeah.
They said the NBA championships ring sometimes they average over 100.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, $36,000 ain't shit for that
right?
ring.
2 Super Bowl rings from the 1970 Steelers sold on eBay for $69,000 in mid-2008. So
I would assume
I'd say that's at least $100,000
that's
ring.
$100,000 ring.
Yeah.
I mean, you see like baseball cards selling for the millions.
God,
Dude, that's got to resell right there for a couple.
$100,000 ring. That's $100,000 ring.
Yeah, if it's not $100,000, they ain't using real diamonds.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
cubic zirconia, or whatever that is.
Yeah, look at the diamonds in the world champions, and even in the footballs above the Buccaneers flag. That's money. That's money.
I just read a couple of the commenters said there are 319 diamonds in the ring to represent the 31-9 score.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God.
Symbolism.
So what if it was like 50 to 7?
Burying the Chiefs.
I mean, NFL owners got money. That's a tax write-off.
Wait, who pays for the rings? Is it all on the owners?
The NFL subsidized some of it, and then the owners can upgrade.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's why they're using cubic zirconia.
Well, like when the Tigers went to the ALCS a while ago, a buddy of mine was a season ticket seller for the Tigers, and he got a replica ring.
Yeah.
That was still like, a couple grand, but even, people that work there that aren't players get the rings, and I thought it was awesome.
Quick question before we go to break. If you could have any Super Bowl or playoffs or championship ring just off the top of your head, what would it be?
NBA.
I'd take that ring right there.
Literally that exact ring.
Yeah, that ring is so badass. It's the best championship ring I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's got a freaking spin-off.
And the mini stadium on the inside is what gets me.
See, but that worries me a little bit, though.
Breaking?
Could it easily spin off, and then you lose the top?
Well, look at it. It's only held by those 2 little things where it says historic. Like, there's 2 little...
Just so beautiful, man.
I think they got it figured out, guys, to where it'll stay on.
I'd take it to the pawn shop.
Yeah,
instantly.
you would.
Oh, yeah, instantly.
If you were making $250 million in your career, I'm sure you're going to care less about a $30,000 ring.
Listen, give me 10 grand for it. We'll call it good.
And lastly, we had D-Mac on earlier to talk about this. The NHL draft tonight, 8 p.m. We got picks number 6, pick number 23. And I'm just excited because if you're going down to Little Caesars Arena, you're going to be a part of history as you get to hang out at the draft party inside and outside
the
Chevrolet Plaza, that little beautiful outdoor concourse area. I just can't wait to be out there celebrating our teams and experiencing that Detroit vibe.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. And I just wanted to give a quick little shout out to my people at Bridge Street Exchange real quick. You see Titanium Buzz right there at the bottom. They don't really sell Super Bowl rings there, but they got badass rings. If you're thinking about proposing, getting that marriage step in your life, you got to go check them out. Titanium Buzz inside of Bridge Street Exchange in downtown Fenton. So go there and support them. TitaniumBuzz.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out this morning. Make sure you comment on YouTube and like and share on Facebook, and we just appreciate you guys being a part of the conversation. Lots of stuff going on today. But now it is time for Jeff and his trending news. What's trending with Jeff? And Jeff,
why are you wearing a hat?
I knew it was coming, Corey.
Jeff filled in on the hook yesterday, and he's going to be filling in on B&B today, which is going to be awesome. So Jeff is he's going to be on multiple things, and I heard that you're also going to be starting a podcast with Easy. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on in Jeff's life right now, and what I love about this that he does every day, he scours the internet, he looks for the funniest videos, and we get to present them to you live right here on the Woodward Sports Network. So, Mr. Jeff, are you almost ready to take us away?
I am ready. As soon as this camera's on now, we're ready. Okay, we got the
ready
shot.
to rock.
All right, so the first video, I thought it was funny. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. The Bucks just had their parade yesterday, and Brandon Jennings was probably the most lit one there. Check this out. My guy, I love the shotgun from the crowd, though. Threw him the beer.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the shotgun from the crowd.
He was off something and it went marijuana.
He wasn't even on the team though.
I was gonna say he was up there like he was up there like he locked Chris Paul down.
He's their human mascot. They did this whole playoff. So, and you know he was one of. They call him Bucks legend. I'm not calling him a Bucks legend, but the Bucks call him a Bucks legend. So whatever.
I mean, he was part of the trade that got them Chris Middleton.
So you know what? In that way, he is a legend.
Part of the team, I guess.
Hey, when he came here.
My thing is, what do you play like 4 or 5 seasons?
Yeah, 4 or 5 seasons.
Like,
he was a good player. You know, they took him 10th overall. But
you ain't a legend to be celebrating like that in given 4 or 5 years.
I guess one of their. The Bucks have not been great for a long time, so I guess he's just one of their more notable players, and he's feels like he's one of the guys. I mean, they didn't show Michael Redd out there. Michael Redd was out there too, but
really,
I guess the funniest thing to Jeff's video is he was having more fun than the players.
Right.
That's it'd be like if we won a championship and you saw Andre Drummond in one of the trucks. It's like, how did you end up doing here? Yeah, that would kind of be a similar reaction.
Where was that truck too in the parade? Like, how far back was that truck?
That was leading the parade.
It's like all the Bucks players and then just Brandon Jennings coming around in his truck at
Corey,
the end.
You just mentioned Michael Redd. I haven't heard that name
since you've seen Michael
Redd. Since I've seen him in like 2010.
Such a sweet jumper though, man. Red had a badass jumper.
Clean shot.
No, I can't hate for spreading the wealth. You know, if everyone gets to celebrate, whatever. But the second video, it kind of ties in. You know, we've been doing skateboarding videos and it making us cringe seeing these boys wipe out. But what about scootering? All right, we're going to scootering now. All right.
You talking about a bird scooter?
I give these guys respect because they got balls of steel. All right, check this out.
Damn!
Oh my God! And he got right back up. Look, he did it again. Oh my!
Hey, they had the Met staff ready. They had the staff ready.
I still would have rather have had that happen to me than the nut shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Break my leg before you hit me in the nuts. For sure.
I just thought it was so funny how quick the medical staff is on deck. Like they're like, God damn it.
How messed up do you got to be in your head to be willing to try something like that?
That's what makes those guys so special, though, man.
These extreme sports are no joke.
Is that like adrenaline?
What's that?
Well, what was Corey saying? What'd you say?
No, I said they special, all right.
Oh yeah, they special. Well, I wonder what gets them going. Like the adrenaline, like flying off of that hill. Does it make you like get up and like, yeah,
I'm just
let's go
take
back?
A guess. Drugs
or drugs.
Drugs.
That's a good guess.
Like our boy Choff that works here too.
Yeah. Drugs.
He has smashed his front teeth out.
Oh Jesus.
Skateboarding, and he still skateboards.
Like, I'll never forget.
I know kids that take a hard line drive in baseball and quit baseball forever.
Right.
You know.
That's what he did. He took a hard line and did that.
The kid's going 90 miles an hour.
I know.
Oh, God. He does look like he's going fast.
No.
Oh, he's going fast.
I love the crowd reaction. I can't get over the crowd reaction. Just so subtle. Like the guy just completely ate it. Like, no, the third video, we actually is on our Woodward Sports Twitter. If you follow that, it's hilarious. It's kind of my fear. I mean, I'm not scared of roller coasters. I'm scared of heights. But you know what? Roller coasters are quick, so I can go on them. But imagine running into the same issue this young lady ran into when you get on a roller coaster.
This is crazy.
Oh, wait, what? I did not see this. What?
She just throws it. Get the fuck out of here.
Imagine getting hit with a bird.
Get the fuck out of here. I'd be throwing it at the person behind me. It looks like
right. Throw it to the chick next to you.
Yeah, right next to you. Here, take this.
Wow. Have you ever been on one of those slingshots?
Fuck no.
I love.
Which
them.
one is that? That's the slingshot ride?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
It's
no.
like a
It's like the
inverse bungee.
yeah, I don't like that.
Those I'm gonna pass politely on, especially when you see it. Like I don't know what kind of bird that is getting slapped in the face with it.
Just look like a seagull.
Like a seagull or whatever it was. Pigeon.
That was a big fucking bird.
That was a big bird.
But that's like the last thing. You see these videos of like roller coasters tipping over and like leaning over, and then there's just a video of getting slapped in the face by a pigeon. So
at least it's a pigeon, or at least it's a pigeon or a seagull. Maybe imagine if it was a damn hawk or some shit.
So coming in full speed.
I got a hawk eagle. So my buddy Steve, he got a helicopter chopper, and he had a eagle hit him, shattered the glass in his helicopter, and it was right next to him.
Like alive?
Dead.
Dead?
The craziest thing in the world. Shattered the entire window.
Wow.
What does that do to the helicopter? Like it's open in the windshield.
You better no more. Emergency landing.
Emergency landing.
The ejector seat.
But yeah, those are the 3 videos today on What's Trending with Jeff.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And you know the deal,
good
Jeff.
videos.
You know the deal. Come on. Give them what they want. There
All right,
it
you got
is.
it. You got it. You got it.
Give me a little flick. I don't like it today.
There you go.
The jokes today have been great. Chuck Norris surrendered to Jeff's hair. Jeff's hair just won the Conn Smythe. Jeff's hair would beat Ohio State.
Jeff Harris getting drafted tonight by the Red Wings.
Number 6 pick or 23 though. Which pick is his hair going?
You have to trade way up if you want Jeff's hair.
God.
Yeah, and you got your haircut here at Lady Jane's too, and that's even more sexy, Jeff.
Hey.
I don't know what to tell
them
you.
girls, I can only imagine what they're thinking as they're giving you that scalp massage.
All right, listen.
I get jealous of them.
Hey,
Wait, what?
I got a girlfriend, so I gotta, I'm committed. All right, those women, they're nice, but
So you're
my
saying
hair
you
belongs to somebody. All right.
Hey, nobody was implying anything. I'm not sure where you went there.
but if that's the
I'm
case-
just saying they're used to cutting like my hair and Joey's hair, and then they get luscious hair like you.
But since you have a girlfriend, Jeff, I think Maz needs to be the one to give you the scalp massage.
You know what? I'm gonna decline that politely. I'll stick with the Lady Jane's girls.
Thank you, Jeff, for doing your What's Trending with Jeff. It's also going to start to be a social feature for us on all of our social media platforms, so make sure you're following us at Woodward Sports. And we got the 25K kick for crypto coming up today, starting at 3 p.m. at Imagine Theaters in Novi. And, a lot of people are like, wait, this is impossible. It's not possible to do it. Well,
Yeah.
Art, you got the Jack Fox video?
I do have
All right,
the Jack
we met up
Fox
with
video.
Jack Fox, the Pro Bowl punter from the Lions yesterday, and found out this is possible.
We have the truck with the smallest bed we can find. What's up with that? Yeah! Woo!
Woodward Sports, hanging out with Jack Fox, the punter of the Detroit Lions. And you sure you think you could do this?
Yeah, I can do it.
It is our 25K kick for crypto. We got our ZA M59 Jeep Gladiator 35 yards away from us, and we're going to give you a chance to win $25,000. Jack Fox, you think you can do this?
Yeah, I think I can do it. The trick's going to be keeping it in the bed of the truck. I think it's going to bounce out, but we're going to see.
Here we go. Let's see what you got.
Are you serious?
Well, that's it right there. Oh!
We have the truck with the smallest bed we can find. What's up with that? Yeah! Woo!
$25,000. Not for you because you're not a part of this contest, but how was that?
Hey, that was so much fun.
Anybody know why I'm out of breath and I just literally ran 35 yards to you? How was the whole experience, though?
Oh, that was so much fun. That might be the most fun I've had kicking a football in my whole life.
Ever?
Ever. I've never kicked a ball in a truck before. Hey, if any punters are watching this, go find a truck and kick a ball in a truck.
Hey, this is a judgment-free zone with Planet Fitness. Your chance to win $25,000, 25K kick for crypto. I'm out of breath. Give everybody advice that's going to participate.
You know what? Don't think. Grip it and rip it, baby. That's all you need to do.
So you see the strategy now to get the ball, like you got to hit the back lip, the lower end of the back lip, and angle it down. And I know it's hard, but it can be done. We watched it with our own eyes yesterday, and we're going to watch it with our own eyes again today. Kick for Crypto is happening today at Imagine Theaters in Novi. We're going to register a couple more people at 3 p.m., so if you want to show up and get into that secondary drawing, you can. But we can also register one last person right now on the morning show. So put it Jack Fox. Comment Jack Fox on whatever platform you're watching right now, and we will pull a winner. And all you got to know is you got to be out at the contest today. 3 o'clock starts the registration. You must be registered by 3:30. If you miss that 30-minute window, I'm sorry, you are disqualified. So if you want to get in this competition, make sure you comment Jack Fox in the comments right now, because the Kick for Crypto contest is happening this afternoon. And my God, if we give away $25,000, it's going to erupt. It's going to be so crazy.
And I want to give away $25,000. Yes, obviously Jack Fox is disqualified. He cannot be a part of this contest. But seeing him kick it, like, for me, initially I was like, oh, it's going to be so hard to do.
Right.
But then his first punt literally hit the bed of the truck. It bounced out, but, I mean, it was like his 5th or 6th take that it really actually went into the bed and stayed.
Yep.
Just talent.
Yep. And honestly, he was having a great time out there. This was only supposed to be about a 5-minute shoot. He's like, can I keep kicking? Can I keep kicking? Can I keep kicking? And so Jack Fox, awesome guy, and really cool to hang out with him yesterday. So make sure you comment Jack Fox. I'm going to put Megan Fox in the comments. Make sure you put Jack Fox in the comments so we can get you qualified. And remember, you just got to be out at Imagine in Novi today starting at 3 p.m. When we come back next, Lions camp starts next week, and we want to get a look at who you think the MVP of the Lions is going to be this year. It's the Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. We're live streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and, of course, our app that you can download for free in the Google Play or Apple stores. I always want to say Apple Play for some reason, but it's Google Play and Apple stores. Just search Woodward Sports Network or WSN Live, and you can download it for free right to your phone. Lions, next week, Corey. Next week's a big week for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be MIA from here for significant time.
Yep, Corey's taking a leave of absence from the morning show so he can go be our Lions insider. And obviously, we're going to be checking in with you every morning. The training camp starts at pretty much 8 a.m., so you got to be down in Allen Park at 8 a.m.
No, I'm going to be there at 7:45 because I'm not dealing with Southfield Freeway. That's bad.
Especially if it starts raining. You don't want to deal with it when it starts raining. But the question is, I mean, you were at OTAs. You were at some of the other practices that they've had.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to be the MVP of the Lions this season?
Oof. Let me get ready to catch all this shade and all these darts thrown my way because I'm going to say a man who people are probably not going to expect and maybe should expect it. Number 16, Jared Goff. I think he's going to be the MVP this year for the Lions, not the league.
Yeah, no, this is for the Lions, yes.
For the Lions. But I believe, look, this guy is a good quarterback. Not a great quarterback, but a good one. But he's about to come to Detroit. Well, he's already here in Detroit. He's going to come out this season with a serious chip on his shoulder. The man got booted out for a QB who never won a playoff game, who has been trash in the postseason, and this guy led his team to a Super Bowl. Now, here's the reasons why I think that he will be the MVP of the team. I think the Lions are going to have a 1,000-yard rusher this year. Between either DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams. One of those guys I believe is going to be our 1,000-yard back, whoever be the feature back. And Jared Goff's 2 best seasons in the league have been when he has had a 1,000-yard rusher. In 2017, the Rams went 11-4-1. Todd Gurley had 1305 for 13 touchdowns. He also had 788 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. 2018, when they went to the Super Bowl, they were 13-3. Gurley had 1251 for 1,251 yards and 17 touchdowns. Those were Jared Goff's best 2 years. He went 3,900 yards the first year. Then the next year he went about a little bit above 4,600. So I believe that as long as the Lions have a 1,000-yard rusher or they have a quality running back committee, Jared Goff is going to have a great season and he's going to show out.
I mean, I can't argue with you on that. I think, to me, there's like 5 potential candidates.
Yeah.
Goff is clearly up there. What's up,
Hey,
Fish?
we got breaking news. Penei Sewell's country is coming out. American Samoa.
Oh,
You gotta
nice.
appreciate his country coming out.
Yeah. Way to tie it into the Lions, Fish. I love it. I love it.
Try to do everything I can.
Yeah. Penei Sewell's coming out right now. Is he leading the way?
I do not see Penei Sewell there now.
That'd be awesome if they chose him to lead the way for American
That
Samoa.
would be pretty cool, but I think he's in Detroit, not Tokyo.
Yeah,
so.
obviously.
But
training camp,
maybe our Lions insider knows where Penei Sewell is. Do you know
you
where
got some
Penei
traction
Sewell
on where
is?
Penei Sewell is, Corey?
I don't know where he's at, but, it's somewhere around here. I mean, rookies do have to report tomorrow, so I'm pretty sure he's here.
Yeah. That'd be crazy if he took the red eye back from Tokyo. Yeah, the guy I see leading the way this year, and you kind of alluded to it, that we're going to have a 1,000-yard rusher, and that 1,000-yard rusher is going to be second-year back DeAndre Swift.
Okay,
That's who I feel
yeah.
is going to be the MVP. Not only is he going to get the yards on the ground, obviously, like, look at that. This guy. No, that's amazing. So not only he's going to get his rushing yards, he's going to help Jared Goff with that check down pass game and the play action pass game, which we all know and we've said on this show ad nauseum. Jared Goff is the best play action pass quarterback in the league, and that's what the numbers say. You can debate me all you want, but numbers is numbers, and they don't lie. So I'm going with DeAndre Swift as the Lions MVP this season.
Not a bad pick, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad pick. We've seen flashes last season of him being a guy that can be the feature back for the Lions. He's so quick, so elusive. I felt that he was underutilized actually last year, and I felt that we leaned on Adrian a little bit too much, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, I mean, it's not a crazy idea that Swift could end up being the team MVP.
No, and the other guy that I had on my list is Hawkinson. But with that, it's tough to pick a wide receiver because that means Goff has to perform well, too. So it's like,
And Hawkins, who I was initially going to go with, but to that point, it was just like, all right, if Hawk's going to be the team MVP, that means that Goff has to be doing his damn job, getting him the ball.
Yep. And I think he's going to do the damn job and get him the ball. Because this could be the best tight end that Goff has ever played with, period. I mean, Higbee.
Oh, yeah.
Higbee is Higbee.
And the thing is, I've seen again, it was only 7-on-7s. It was mini camp. They're not in pads until next week. But when I was out there, I saw the communication. I saw the rapport being built between Goff and Hockenson. The nonverbal communications, like just the head, like, all right, got you on the next one, and they hook up, and Goff is throwing him a rope. And then you also hear about how glowing Hockenson speaks of Goff right now. And they haven't even stepped on the field. I don't think that he's really just blowing smoke up everybody's butt. I believe that they really have a connection going on. Maybe a connection that him and Stafford did not have going on. So we're going to see this season if that translates to the field. But I'm curious to see where this is going to go. But I believe that Goff is going to be the guy.
When I think of Hockenson, I think of Sticks screaming at the beginning of this network, Hockenson down the middle! Hockenson down the middle! Just screaming it. That's every single time.
Oh, man. The Hockenson over the middle, baby.
Yep.
What was that? That was against the Falcons, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going nuts in my living room. I can't wait to do those post games because we're going to be live downtown doing post games. This was the play. Hockenson over the middle, baby! Oh, I was going nuts in my house. That was after Todd Gurley's brain fart.
Yeah, that game was the greatest game ever.
Oh, but it screwed up our draft position. And oh my God, we would have never been able to get a good player if we won that game.
I loved it. I loved every second of it.
That's what happens when you don't try to tank and you just let things take place naturally. You get in your natural draft position. The guy that's supposed to fall to you falls to you. And now we have Penei Sewell in a top 10 offensive line, even though we won that game.
And also, too, that whole tanking thing, it doesn't work out if you got a dummy in the front office who doesn't know what they're doing. I mean,
right.
We've said that already.
You think Hawk's going for 1,000 yards?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
needs to this year.
He's going to be our lead receiver.
I think that if Hockenson does not have 1,000 yards receiving this year, we need to have a serious look at Anthony Lynn. Like, yo, how did this guy not get 1,000?
You know, I just realized too, actually, with this extra game, I mean, yards only going to be more.
You're going to get more stats. Joey 2 times. This was the guy that I kind of had as my sleeper for MVP, Tyrell Williams. Because he has been a wide receiver #1 before. I mean, when he was in Oakland before they moved to Vegas, he was a hell of a player. I mean, he proved he's 6'4". He proved he can go up over people. He proved that he's a reliable wide receiver. He's been injured the past couple years, so if he comes back completely healthy, we may have gotten a steal there with Tyrell Williams.
I mean, in 2016, when he was with the Chargers, he had 1,000 yards and receiving like 7 touchdowns. So, you know, if he can kind of get close to that,
he's got a chance. Like, people keep bashing our wide receiver core like these guys aren't professional athletes. And listen, we may not have a D-Hop, we may not have a Devontae Adams, but what we do have are solid wide receivers. Like, I think Tyrell Williams is solid. You have to see Amon-Ra in the pro level, but from everything you saw in college, dude is solid. Hockenson, solid.
Well, I think the thing is, the past 12 years, Lions fans have not seen their starting quarterback make a wide receiver. So there's probably some... There's not much faith in them. Can Goff go make a wide receiver? Because nobody, let's be real, who has really been watching Rams football day in and day out here? Nobody. So you don't really know what Goff, unless you're a football savant, you really don't know what Goff did out there with the Rams. So, you know, that's probably down on the receivers. Who knows? Maybe him and Tyrell Williams and Quintez Cephas and Amon-Ra, they may develop some chemistry that blows our socks off.
Oh, let's not forget, we have a whole new offensive scheme. So maybe our offensive coordinator is smart enough to get these guys in position to get open, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's that.
Wow.
You never know.
Rocket science.
I mean, the thing is, too, all of these players are talking about this coaching staff gets it. They're loving the way they're being coached. We're about to see what's really about to happen starting next week when they start putting those pads on and things start really going. And then we'll get, you know, the preseason and see everything goes well. But shot.
So, Joey, what about you? Who do you got as your MVP this year?
I mean, Hawk is the obvious, but, I mean, Jared Goff is going to be the one that I just don't get how people are hating on him. I get he's struggled recently, but the dude has hit a Super Bowl. So I have a lot of faith in Jared Goff. I think he's going to have a hell of a season. If our wide receiver core could figure themselves out, because we really have no namers, to say the very least, in our depth chart right now, but I just feel like Jared Goff is going to come out and have a hell of a season.
Yeah, he's got to. Like, honestly, like, this is his audition. So if he doesn't do well this year, we're probably going to draft a quarterback with one of our 2 first-round picks next year. Then the year after that, the heat's going to be on, and, you know, the writing's on the wall at that point. But if he comes out and kills it this year and we don't draft a quarterback, it's, okay, this is our guy for the future. He's only 26.
Yeah, I said he essentially has a 2-year audition, but when you really look at it, it could honestly be a 1-year audition.
It is.
Because they could cut bait after this season and have minimal cap hit. So
I know usually centers don't get a lot of love, but the fact that we haven't mentioned Frank Ragnow kind of disappoints me. Like, the man's the greatest, nicest person on planet Earth, but he's also a murderer when it comes to the field.
Yeah, he has every chance to be the MVP, too. You usually don't think of linemen, though, in those glamorous positions.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what we were talking about, like, kind of tying that into the NIL and stuff like that. Like, Ragnow's an all-pro center, but here he is. We're not really giving him the love that he deserves for protecting the quarterback who needs the time to throw the ball, or opening up the hole for the running back who needs the space to run the ball.
Do you think that there's added pressure when he's the number 1 paid center in the NFL? Like, do you think that that's added pressure? Like, man, I better perform and the Lions better get their money's worth.
I think there is on, like, performance positions, but for centers, probably not as much. I mean, he's got to get his blocks. You know, he's got to make the right calls. He's got to shift the line properly. But it's harder to, like, point out his faults than, you know, oh, the highest paid wide receiver dropped the ball in the end zone. You know, you get isolated like that. So... Art, do you have a view? Do you think Ragnow could be the MVP?
I mean, like we discussed, like, centers getting the MVP, they're kind of just like, well, you're doing your job, congrats. To where, like, someone like DeAndre Swift and Hawkinson, like, if they overperform, you could definitely see it on the field and on the scoring. So I want to lean towards DeAndre Swift, but I think Hawk just growing out that hair and that beard alone is going to get him in. Based on that,
He needs that man bun like Kelsey had.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who do you think is going to be the Lions MVP? Drop it into the chat right now so we know where your head is at. None of us listed a defensive player, so that's kind of telling to what we think of the defense. I got to be honest with you. It's tough.
It's a lot of question marks. Aaron Glenn has his work cut out for him. Can't say defense right now. I mean, they were historically bad last year, so it's not any one person you can really look at and be like, that guy can really be the MVP. We're just hoping those guys just are serviceable.
On defense, I would probably go with Trey Flowers as my number.
Okay.
Trey Flowers, I feel like, is going to have a hell of a season.
He's got to. We're paying him enough.
Yeah, he's getting his money for sure. I mean, we got a lot of good weapons on defense, too. That's what I love and feel confident on this defensive side. It's just the offense is what I'm most worried about. So when we talk about MVP, those are the ones we're praying have an MVP season.
Right. Well, Goff's got to have an MVP season for us to have any shot at anything, period. And if you want a shot to hang out with everybody from the Woodward Sports Network, we will be live at Levels for their grand opening. It's going on in Centerline. You want to check them out on any of their social media. It's at Enjoy Levels. Or you could go to enjoylevels.com right now and check out all the cool things that they're going to have, because there's going to be food trucks out there. We're going to be out there. They got an artist on the way. It's going to be a fun event, so make sure you check them out at Enjoy Levels on Instagram. We got Dwane Casey coming in the studio. He was supposed to call in, but he said, nope, I'm coming in. So he's going to be in the studio live coming up in about 15 minutes. And when we come back, we got Joey's News right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Good morning, everyone!
Extra, extra, read all about it!
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go!
The National Football League and COVID. There's a lot around that right now. To start it off, DeAndre Hopkins stood up for himself, and I'm sure a ton of players across the entire league. He shared this on Twitter, which was later deleted, him saying that I never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL. One of the greatest receivers questioning his future in the league.
Shoot, damn what DeAndre Hopkins said. This could have an immediate impact on the Detroit Lions, you know, and them having a potential top 10 offensive line. You want to know why? Remember back in April, Taylor Decker said he's not getting the vaccine.
Ooh.
He said that. He said, I did not get vaccinated, and I'm not going to. I'm just not going to speak to the reasons why. I have my reasons. I don't know. That's such a hot button topic, but me personally, I just don't feel like it's the best thing for me, so I'm not going to do it. Now, they're in this rebuild. They're in this whole new culture era. And we've already talked about the implications if a team has an outbreak. And if you guys didn't hear it earlier, I'll go through them again. If a game cannot be rescheduled this season due to a COVID outbreak with unvaccinated players, the club with the outbreak will forfeit the game. Additionally, they'll earn a loss regarding playoff seeding. Furthermore, neither team's players will receive their weekly salary. You heard that. They're not getting paid. Neither team. Vaccinated players with both positive tests and asymptomatic can rejoin their team after 2 negative tests within the 24-hour span. They'll be eligible to play immediately, but unvaccinated players are still subject to the 10-day isolation, and the team with the that triggers the outbreak could receive additional penalties from Roger Goodell. Imagine if Taylor Decker, who's unvaccinated, one of the unvaccinated players, catches COVID, there's an outbreak, and the Lions have to have a game canceled.
Imagine the reverse, though. The Lions are on the verge of making the playoffs, and we win by default.
Heck yeah.
There's always that. There's always a flip side.
There's always the other side of the coin, baby.
I mean,
and wouldn't that be so Lions? Like, we win, we get back into the wild card, we win our first playoff game since the 90s due to a COVID forfeit.
All in.
Let's go, baby.
All in.
Hey, you know what? Everybody benefits from a little bit of luck here and there. Lions fans and the Detroit Lions organization, if that were to happen, don't apologize for a damn thing.
Right? What's up, Fish?
Didn't they do the same exact thing last year? Or if they couldn't reschedule a game, they'd have to forfeit the game?
Well,
no, last year they were moving games all over the
No,
damn
but they're gonna do the same exact thing. They're gonna try to reschedule it if they can't.
It's the same penalties. It's the same regulations from the COVID season last year. They're just now adding penalties for teams that have unvaccinated players, essentially, if they have an outbreak.
So they'll still move a game to Wednesday at 3:40 or Wednesday at 12 p.m., but if they can't, forfeit. Same as last year, people just going crazy because of the forfeit stuff.
Well, because they're putting it all on the non-vaccinated players now.
Yes.
It's no longer like, okay, this applies to everybody. There's this section and there's this section. If this section screws up, we're penalizing everybody.
Yeah. Let me ask you this,
So they're
though.
targeting one specific group.
You get vaccinated, you still can get COVID, and you can
Correct.
still transmit COVID.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So explain to me the difference between that. So why should someone that has the vaccine that gets COVID not be penalized when they are just at risk for the other players around them?
It's a good question.
Hey, that's the reason why all the players are pissed at what's going on right now. The rules contradict themselves.
Yep.
Like you can't force people to do anything.
They're gonna have to pull back on this because the thing is, if some of the stars and the prominent players start saying, "Hey, I'm out," there ain't gonna be. It's only gonna be so many guys are gonna let sit up before they're like, "All right, look, we need to revisit this."
Yeah. But listen, I stand with Taylor Decker. If it happens and we're on the unfortunate side of that, it sucks. But at least I respect him for the human being he is. You know, I mean, we can't just treat them as anything, you know? I mean, they're just human beings as well. They all have rights to make their own decisions, and luck is luck. Hopefully we aren't on the bad side of it.
Right. Well, I have my cousin is a nurse, and you know she doesn't want to get the vaccine, but the hospitals are forcing anybody who works at the hospital to get the vaccine. I know a couple other nurses that don't want to get it, and that's where I get confused because obviously I'm not a medical professional, never claimed to be one. But when I have medical professionals both giving me points of views and I don't know who to believe. Like, if I'm supposed to trust my nurse and trust my doctor and the nurse and doctor isn't getting it, what am I doing?
And, you know, same thing, you know, I still cool. Oh, I got to put my business out there. I'm still cool with one of my ex-girlfriends, and she's a nurse. And she suggested I get the vaccine because she got it. But another friend who's a nurse, she said, I ain't taking that shit.
Right.
So it's like,
You're
okay,
right.
which nurse do I listen to?
Exactly. It's so weird.
Initially, when you got it, Corey, did you have those concerns to where you were scared doing it and all that, or were you just like, whatever, I got to get it done?
For me, I was taking a lot of supplements, so I was already straight. I mean, I did get COVID, but it was like it came and went. But with the whole vaccine thing, it was just like I just got it because I knew it was about to come with these regulations and going into these games and for work. So I just went ahead and got it. I was you guys knew I was dead set against it, but I just kind of thought like they're going to pull. I just had a feeling they're going to pull some crap, and I'm not going to be able to get vaccinated in enough time. Let me just get a preemptive strike on this.
Yep. He said, I need my media credentials.
Yeah.
We move on to talk about Giannis taking no time off the court. Well, he wasn't on the court, but he was still practicing free throws.
That's so funny how that turned from his big Achilles heel into, like, just the strength of the game, and now he's joking about it.
Yeah.
17 for 19 in the closeout game on free throws.
Absolute star out there. Looked like the best free throw shooter in NBA playoffs.
It'd be amazing to catch that basketball.
That would be. That'd be really sweet to catch that basketball. PJ Tucker was probably the most lit out there. You see him right here celebrating.
This is like how you drink champagne the first time you've ever drank champagne, like, and you don't know the bubbly on it.
One.
Look at that.
Hey, man.
Chris Bosh, baby.
With the road that PJ Tucker had to get to the NBA, I'd be drunk too.
You're right.
I loved it. Also, a part of his speech was talking about, he's like, when I got here, they told me I had to be the dog. I had to be the dog. And he looks at the team. He's like, man, we had dogs. And it was great.
And Giannis, the big thing the other day we all loved was him at Chick-fil-A asking for 50 nuggets. This guy, news came out yesterday that it earned Chick-fil-A $294,000 in brand value. And now Giannis is demanding free Chick-fil-A for life.
Man, it's almost like social media is the way everybody's going, and this is where you can get the most spend on your ads.
Hey, man.
Benefits of being on the Woodward Sports Network.
Yeah, so if you're a small business owner, a local business owner, and you actually want to reach people through digital media, we're your spot, because nobody else is touching it for some reason. And I don't want to give them secrets, but you should.
It works.
Yeah.
Proven. And the Braves prove that Ozzy Albies is taller than Ronald Torreyes on the field in this video. I love it.
I'd love to see Altuve out there, too, because Altuve's short as hell.
He looks tall out there, though.
It's so funny, like, average-sized people don't do this. Only short people and tall people do it.
Yeah.
Like, average-sized people don't give a shit how tall they are. Short people want to know if they're the shortest. Tall people want to know if they're the tallest. It's weird. Like, when Alex Mayer started working here, we had to line up back-to-back because people wanted to know who was taller here at the network.
It's like that, though. I mean, it's like for bald people, shout out to me. You always have that comparison to hair. It's like it always is relative to yourself. Whatever it is, you're going to have something that you relate yourself to others. And the Tigers are on a roll right now. Got the 7th straight win. And I don't think we had any stars there. You know, we've had Cade. We've had Jared Goff. We obviously had the entire Pistons team there on last Saturday. 7 straight wins. Hometown Haas crushing the ball all the way back to his home in Westland.
Real pleasant addition to this ball club.
Drives one deep left field. That was gone from the time he connected. Oh, baby. Big time blast. 3-run shot.
Hey, Adam.
I'll tell you what, this kid has really put a spark into this ball team, and I just no more than get the word.
Man, it's so fun to see this team come together. Like, this is what summer baseball is supposed to be about. 90 degrees, sitting in the stands, drinking beer, watching home runs. Corey, what are you excited about?
I don't know. Just seeing them win. You know what I'm going to? You know what? I'm going to a Tigers game next week. After I get all my work done, I'm going to pop into one of these late-night games against the Orioles.
There we go. And obviously, the Tigers' schedule right now is very comfortable. Texas has lost like 9 in a row, but I don't care. You beat who's on the schedule because you got to play them. And if they lost these games, we'd all be freaking out about it.
If the good team's going to be out there whooping their ass, how come the Tigers can't go out there and win these games they're supposed to win? Did you give them thumbs up for that? If they go ahead and get to second in the division, I ain't trying to sit up here and saying playoffs, but damn, you got to give AJ Hinch his roses for this, because who the hell predicted this?
Nobody. Honestly, nobody.
We were here the other day, and Maz was like, you know, my wife actually got plans for tonight. I'm going to just go to the baseball game and just bought a ticket. And I was like, that's what I love. Baseball being back, fans allowed to just go out and have a good time. And I want to go out to the ballpark now that we're on fire and be one of them bandwagon fans hopping on now, seeing the wins.
That's okay, man. That's what baseball's all about.
Yeah.
Summer in the park.
It's such long seasons. That's the biggest thing. That's why in the first half, actually, no, I did go to one game with Braylon for just a little bit, but I want to just go on out to the park now that there really is a chance that we could even make the playoffs.
Yeah, games suck when you know your team's going to get blown out. But, you know, when it's competitive, baseball's a lot of fun.
And that is all I got in my news. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out
to
the Space Dogs.
Oh!
Yeah, man, easy. That's not news. This is freaking celebration time right here. Look at the Space Dogs winning the championship.
That's right.
Hey, we got breaking news. The United States is out.
Oh, nice.
They are walking out right now. They have 605 athletes in the games.
Why would you interrupt? How dare you?
It's breaking news. What do you want me to just fly by it?
It's about what's important, and what's important is talking about the Space Dogs.
And USA is not important, the country you live in?
Fuck the Olympics. We're talking about Space Dogs.
Oh, buddy, Fish is about to get on you like a spider monkey.
Fish, we give you permission to go whoop his ass right now.
Do it. Come on, Fish.
Go get him, Fish. Get him in a headlock.
Shake me up.
Shake him.
Get him in a
Just don't
headlock.
use a knife.
I'll think about it.
The best part about that picture, though, is look how big Joik is compared to everyone.
Get out of my head. I was literally about to say, throw the picture back up.
I mean, honestly, Billy is our smallest player, so he's right next to our smallest player. But Joik just looks like an absolute house. You can tell which one played in the NFL.
And he's wearing black. It's supposed to make you look skinnier.
Right. No, Joik's a beast.
He looks just as small
Joik
as
looks
Adam.
like any two players on that team combined together into one.
Yeah,
Literally.
me and Adam. He's just as wide as Adam and I right there. But, yeah, congratulations
One of his
to the whole team.
thighs are bigger than both of you guys together.
Yeah, Joik's the man. Appreciate him subbing in. And, you know, when we were talking to Jack Fox yesterday, he said he would play softball, too. So this softball team's getting stacked, baby. Stacked.
Regular season's over. How'd we do, guys? How'd we do, Joik?
You tell me. You know what?
Oh!
That's how we did.
Is that good? Is champion good?
Fishy.
That's pretty damn good.
Shout out to one of the guys from France who just did a backflip.
Oh, nice.
Just backflipped his way into
Fish,
the Olympics.
stay focused.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Fish is watching the opening
I'm
ceremonies.
listening. What else am I supposed to do? The audio producer is supposed to listen to audio.
And watch.
That's what I'm doing. You're right in front of me.
Fish, I'll come over and do your job too, so you can watch the Olympics. Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Audio producer. Whoa. I wonder what the audio producer does. Let me think. Audio.
Since we're talking about rings,
Yes.
Stick got that championship. Can we brag real quick about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? I want a Lions ring.
Dude, this is the best ring I've ever seen. The problem is if it was a Lions ring, it'd have to be Ford Field and it's covered. So, like, you'd open it up
So
to
you
a
can't take
covered
the
Ford
top
Field
off.
underneath. Yeah. But to me, that is the best championship ring I have ever seen, period. Across the board.
Like, how do they get better year after year? That's the question. Like, how do you beat that? Because obviously Tom Brady's going to win another 16 rings. So every year it's got to get better.
Yeah, maybe Tom Brady designed it. He's like, listen, guys, I was sitting with my other rings, and what if we take the top off and the stadium's underneath?
Yeah, like the next one's going to have like a fidget spinner in there or something just crazy, like Wi-Fi connection.
No, the next one's going to have an NFT in there, and when you open it, you're going to be able to watch, like, the game-winning touchdown.
Wow.
Like, that's the future. I just designed it. You're welcome. Let's patent that, and let's go.
That'd be crazy.
Right.
I would definitely buy that NFT. And we got to give a quick little shout out to my people at Northwestern Tech, because I love Northwestern Tech. 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. And you see my man smiling above me. That's a happy grad right there, because he is making that money. It was only 10.5 months for him to get a brand new career. So if you're considering that for yourself right now, you're stuck. You don't know what you want to do next in your life. Just consider them. Go to visit them right now at northwesterntech.edu.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom Team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
So we had a big show today. Obviously, Red Wings draft is tonight. We were able to have Darren McCarty on earlier, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. And Now we have a special guest joining us. But first, let's watch Dwane Casey's reaction to the Pistons getting the #1 overall pick. Art, you don't have that video just yet? Okay.
Like, it was crazy. It's like he went so crazy. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I have no clue why he went so crazy in this video, but that is the reaction that literally all of us in the entire city of Detroit had, because it was just a celebration. Something that never happens for Detroit happened.
It hadn't happened in 50 years, and this morning we're joined by the one, the only Detroit Piston head coach, Dwane Casey, in the building.
Thank you.
Coach, actually, I think he pronounced your name wrong.
What's that?
Is it Coach Dwane Casey or is it Coach Dwane Cade E?
No, I don't know that second name. But my first name is Casey, but guys, great to be here. I've heard a lot about your show and was Joy on 4th of July, and he was sober and was behaving himself. But no, you speaking of the video, I totally made a fool out of myself, and without shame. So it was a lot of fun that night. I had a chance to have my family there. Had our front office, scouts were there with the Chicago Combine. So great night, a lot of fun, and great for the city of Detroit.
Yeah, it's awesome. Experience something like that. So the first time in 50 years that the Detroit Pistons are going to have the #1 overall pick in the draft. What does that do for just like the buzz inside the building for a franchise?
Well, it's a lot. I think they sold like $400,000 worth of tickets in 10 minutes.
Wow!
That night once we got the pick, so that Tom, Mr. Gores likes that, but
yeah.
A lot of fun from that standpoint. And again, bouncing back from a COVID season, an empty arena, and to come into that is really, really exciting. Now, we'll say this, it doesn't guarantee we're going to be NBA champions next year, but it does put you in a situation where your franchise is going forward on a positive note for years to come.
Two people that we talked about at that 4th of July party that I really wanted to talk about because it was really good insight was when you were talking about Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart and just the assessment of them as individuals and athletes and what them being a part of the USA team is going to do for them in their development.
Well, it's unbelievable, Joey, in the fact that, I was out there at the workouts and practices, and they fit in. It wasn't like they were these JV guys or freshmen in high school playing against the varsity guys. They were right there in the mix. You would not know that they were rookies or first-year guys going through that. So that was something that I was impressed with. And I go back to when I had DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry that made the select team back when they did and then went on to the Olympic team. When they came back from that experience, they were off the charts with their confidence, knowing what to do, knowing how to play, and having the confidence that they played against the best guys in the world. And it was a great experience to boost their confidence and abilities to go forward.
So our starting lineup is starting to come together, and last year, pretty much the whole team, you had one remaining player from the previous season, and then we saw the young guys just incredibly step up in a way that I haven't seen a set of 3 rookies do that in this league in a long time. Obviously, you saw something in them. You had the discussions before you drafted them. But how good does it feel, and how much does it accelerate the growth of the Pistons to cash in on 3 first-round draft picks, and they all are serviceable, if not great players?
Well, I credit Troy Weaver. He did a great job of understanding who he wanted. He had seen these guys over his years of being assistant GM at OKC, watched those guys' development, their development coming through the league. So we had a head start from that standpoint. Did a great job. And one thing that he talks about, and I totally agree with, is he brings people, he looks at people first. He doesn't look at the talent. He looks at the character first. Of course, if you're looking at them, they're going to have the talent.
Right.
But he really looks at the people. He brought in 4, if you including Saban Lee, and 5 if you including Jeremy Grant. Fantastic people, and to go along with that, talented NBA players. And so it felt great. Again, remember, we didn't go into this season thinking those guys were going to be that big of contributors because we still had Blake. Derrick Rose in the mix. So we were thinking playoffs and continuing to grow from that standpoint with those guys. Injuries, Blake not coming back 100% after his surgeries last summer kind of derailed a lot of those goals and thoughts and a little bit of the process. So, but as those guys continue to grow, and let's put Frank Jackson in that group.
Right.
He's a young man that he's an unrestricted free agent. Wasn't playing early. We had Wayne Ellington in front of him, and then all at once, boom, he continued to grow and flourish and develop. So, it kind of all fell into place by, a little bit by happenstance, but we're happy with it and we'll go with it.
Coach, you've been a part of several drafts. You've been a part of this process before, and you just talked about your time at Toronto. Right. How exciting is it to now be a part of the #1 pick process as opposed to those other drafts that you've been a part of?
Well, one thing about that, you don't want to have the #1 pick too many, unless you trade for it too many times, because that's not good for job security. But again, we plan to develop our young guys and go through what we went through. And then if the top pick came along, we were thinking 5 or 6 for it. 5 or 6, I think it was, and then we popped up and got the #1. And a lot of it, I think, this is old school, but I think the basketball gods were great to us because we tried to do it the right way. Mm-hmm. I was on those guys' behinds 24/7 trying to develop them the right way, not just rolling the ball out and say, hey, go get some experience. No, we're going to play the game to win the right way. And, experience got us a lot in those close game situations because, the guys had never been there before. So, of course, they're going to make some timely, untimely mistakes in those games. So, but it's great to see them grow. Again, I hate to keep going to it, but I go back to my experience in Toronto. First year we won, 23 games. Mm-hmm. But every year we grew. And now, until last year they had something that was sustainable. And then you add a few veterans here and there when your cap situation clears up. And then you're on your way. And that's where we are now. We're on that road to, that you can see the light on the highway and on the road as we go forward.
Well, now, I want to just get one thing more. A lot of fans around here, everybody's got the buzz going about Cade Cunningham potentially being the #1 pick. Right. But I will say the night that you guys got the #1 pick and Troy Weaver talked about there were 4 or 5 guys you were looking at. It set off a little bit of a firestorm with some people. What are some of those guys that what do you feel about that? What are some of those guys that you are potentially looking at, and how do you feel about them?
And Troy is so true, and I know our fans. We have the best fans in the NBA with the Pistons.
You do.
And Troy says it a lot, restore. This organization has seen success, has had success, knows what it looks like, tastes like, feels like. But with that said, they're cramping for, they're cheering for Cunningham and that type of thing. But there's 4 really good prospects, the top 4 guys in Sugg, Green, and Mobley, and Cade in the process. And you have to go through the process. You have to be true to the process, just like we did to develop our guys this year. And then the basketball guys have a way of riding the ship, whichever way that is, and the best person will come out of that. So there's 4 really good top 4 picks that in any year you could really consider them as the #1 pick. And it's going to be a hard decision by our organization, and it will be an organizational decision. I hope our fans, whoever we get, will continue to cheer. But again, you have to go through the process to make sure you don't leave any stone unturned.
So a question for you. Obviously, you can't be committal on who you're going to take. The draft is next Thursday. But when you watch a Cade Cunningham, because obviously you've done your due diligence on these guys too, what do you see are the strengths of his game, and does he have weaknesses as well?
Well, of all the guys, all of them, first of all, are good people. All 4 young men.
The Joe Dumars, no knucklehead rule.
Well, no knucklehead.
Yeah.
No knucklehead, no, I can't use the other words, but they're no knuckleheads in the group, and one, Cunningham is long, he's big for a wing player, so he possesses that, as is Green, as is Sugg. Those guys are big guys, and meeting with them and talking to them, they're all big guys, and length, and their basketball IQs are off the charts. So all 4 young men fit that mold, fit the criteria that we're looking for in that area.
For Detroit sports fans, we've heard the term rebuilding and retooling and trusting the process, and it was hard until recently when you and Troy really just last year just reeled us all in as fans. But Pistons Twitter, I feel like, hacked the top. I don't know. Take Cade Cunningham. They were sending a message to you. Well, they hacked our screen, so I apologize about that.
That's okay. That's okay. I understand it. And like I said, we have the great fans, and everyone has their opinions. I think that's exciting too for our organization to have that type of razor-like focus on the draft. But I totally agree with Troy. We got to be true to the process, go through it. Make sure we don't lose anything in the process, and get a great look at each one of those young men as we're bringing them in and talking to them and meeting with them. And we've all, so those things we have to do as an organization, because you don't want you don't want to lose anything in the process.
And the thing too is, we got that #1 pick. Obviously, we all know, we're aware, and that's going to be the best part about this entire draft. But I'm most excited because in last draft, the later drafts were the ones that really just surprised all Pistons fans. And now we're looking in the second round at 37, 42, 52. How do you guys assess that late in the draft who you guys want?
And I tell you what, we have one of the best scouting staffs in the league. And Troy, his background is in the talent evaluation department. He has it as far as seeing players and seeing things in players that a lot of times I don't agree with or don't see, but boom, there it is. So you trust that. You trust the process we're going through. We've brought all those young men in. We've put them through the car wash and talked to them and physicals and took them through psych tests and the whole 9 yards. And so that's what you have to do, not only for that first pick, for those last picks that you have. And you hope to come up with a Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart or Saban Lee or Frank Jackson in that process.
What an amazing draft, man. What a class.
It's, you talk about in any year you bring one of those guys in, you're happy.
Right.
So, and we were very fortunate enough, and again, there was some trades that happened there with Luke Kennard, who was in talent. So you did, traded away some players, some talented players in that process to get that. So, again, in those late picks, Joey, we hope to get a diamond in the rough. And again, don't forget, we're bringing our G League team into Detroit. And for our fans who are, putting those signs up, take Cade and all that, they will be able to enjoy watching some of these guys grow as our minor league team right here over at Wayne State. Mr. Gores is building a brand new facility over there that's state of the art. They will practice at our practice facility with our players right after we're through. So I'll be able to sit there and watch our young players or players we're bringing in as G League players. So it's going to be an exciting time, not only with the Pistons, but for the Detroit Crews that we have right there, Motor City Crews. Let me say it right.
Yeah.
Right there here in Detroit.
Now, you segued right into what I wanted to get into. You talked about Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart, guys you got in the first round, because I don't know if you seen the Woodward Sports Draft Party last year when you guys said Killian Hayes were like, all right, we're done, we're good. And then, boom, you traded back in there. Now, there's a consensus among some fans that outside of the top 4 players that you mentioned, that this draft is kind of so-so. Do you feel that way going into your scouting?
No, this draft is not so-so. There's going to be some players down through the draft that are going to be big-time players. And, all the time everybody focuses on the top 4 or 5 guys, but as you go down, there's going to be a Sadiq Bey, there's going to be an Isaiah Stewart somewhere down the draft, and that's why you go through the process. That's another reason why you have to scrub the board and make sure you don't miss anything. If we had just stopped, like you said, at Killian Hayes, we wouldn't have had Isaiah or Sadiq Bey or Saban Lee. So that's why you do that. We owe it to our organization. We owe it to the process, the man hours that our scouts have put into going out, watching these young men for 2 or 3 years to make sure. We all can see. Stevie Wonder can see who the top 4 guys are, but it takes the process to go through to make sure you scrub and don't miss Sadiq Bey or Isaiah Stewart throughout the draft.
Yeah, another guy I've heard the Pistons have been high on is Book Knight. That's a guy that's a pure shooter that people have been saying could be the next great big shooter in the league.
Right.
Very smooth, and that's a guy that potentially we could use those other assets to trade up and get, because he's not going to be there in the second round.
Right.
But he'll definitely be there, kind of where we got Sadiq Bey, kind of where we got Isaiah Stewart.
So if some trades or things happen, guys like that will be there. So again, we understand where we are and who we're really looking at, the top 4, but again, there's other situations that will present themselves. And again, you bring players in even in the second round, and somewhere down the line they may become free agents. So then you show them your facilities, you show them the city of Detroit, you make sure you have that good taste in their mouth as they leave the city. To make sure that when they do come back around as free agents, I really, Coach Casey may not be here, or
right.
but
no, you better be here.
I tell you what,
I want to bring this up, honestly, but you brought up Toronto a couple times, and I know you're too polite and too well-spoken of a gentleman to call them stupid for letting go the reigning coach of the year, and obviously they won their championship, and I don't want to get into all that because of the negative connotation with it.
Right.
But at the same time, man, it has to be at least somewhat rewarding to come here, and now you have your team on the uptrend to prove them wrong. Is that any part of your motivation, or are you past that?
Well, I'm past that.
Okay.
But yet and still, they did a great job of, bringing in Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, Marc Gasol to what we had started, the foundation like we have here. And at some point, we'll have to bring in some veteran players. We'll probably have the most cap room of anyone next year. That's going to put us in that situation to do that. So again, we're on the right track. But again, Toronto is in the rearview mirror. Great situation, great city, great fans. But Detroit is off the charts as far as the tradition and that type of thing. So we're going down the right road.
I'm glad Coach Casey's here, but I'll say what he can't say. He could have won a title with Kawhi. I'll say what he can't say. But just right now, over the past couple of years, and even more recently, your organization has really tapped into the city's pulse and in the community, and is really just starting to get it. From when you first got here to where you are at now with the team, how are you loving this involvement with the community and the Pistons?
Well, in a sick way, the pandemic really, really helped us dive in and dig into the city of Detroit. I know going around working with different organizations, Focus Hope, Pure Heart, all the different, Food Harvest, all the different organizations here in town, we were able to go out, be a part of the city, deliver meals to different families around the city, do different things for charity reasons. So that helped me and my family and the players dig into the city. And what a beautiful thing for that. And then on top of that, get to talk to people face to face, even though we had masks on, to talk about basketball. And we would never had that opportunity to do that if we hadn't gone through the pandemic. So I learned a lot about the city, the willingness to help the city, to work, people giving back to the city. And we have a great city. And the beautiful thing about the whole thing is we're growing as the city of Detroit is coming back. Downtown is right. Restoring. The whole thing is kind of timing in and chiming in at the same time, as is baseball, as is hockey, as are the Lions. So,
as is Woodward Sports.
as Woodward Sports, yes. Let's bring that in there too. So everything is going in the right direction at the right time together.
Yeah, we have Coach Casey here with us, hanging out on Woodward Sports. And first off, just thank you for coming.
Yeah,
no problem.
In studio, hanging out with us. I kind of want to end on this note of you just leaving a message to all the faithful Detroit Pistons fans.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing about it, trust the process. I know that sounds cliche-ish, we've heard it before, in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
we don't want that
me.
long process, but, we have to go through the process of scrubbing down the prospects that we have on the table, whether it's the first number 1 pick, the second-round picks. We would be shortcutting everything if we just said, okay, let's go dive in with one guy. Totally understand the passion, love it that the fans have for these players, but we have to go through it and trust it, trust Troy, trust our scouts and the rest of the organization that we will make the right decision, and whoever that number 1 pick is, when you get the pom-poms out when we bring them in town on the next day for the press conference, and let's go Pistons.
Yeah, no matter who you guys draft, you've already proven that we can trust you guys.
Yes.
That's the main thing. I think last year's draft really laid the groundwork that, hey, Troy and Dwane know what the hell they're doing, so trust them. Trust them.
Well, and I want to say one thing, too. Let's always remember, we have, like you guys have mentioned, we have a solid foundation of young guys. Whoever we pick at that first pick is not going to come in and supplant Isaiah, Sadiq, and Jeremy and the young guys. We have that. It's going to be a piece of it won't be the puzzle. It'll be a piece of the puzzle as we grow forward. And it's exciting to have the number 1 pick to come in and say that this is going to be a piece to go with the young guys we already have.
I just think of your starting 5 potentially next year, and I'm throwing Cade in there like
okay,
we automatically already
go
drafted,
ahead.
but you have Killian, you have Cade, you have Sadiq, you have Jeremy,
Grant.
and then you have Beef Stew. Like, that is a solid starting 5.
Yeah, and you still have Frank Jackson still there.
Yep.
Hamid Diallo's, both those guys are restricted free agents. We still have to sign, but those guys are on the table too. So you adding some young talent, again, it would be another step to get to where we want to go to. It's not going to get us to overtake Brooklyn and Philadelphia right away, but they'll be able to feel us coming behind them.
I love how you didn't say the Bucks.
And the Bucks. There you go. The Bucks. See, there you go. That's but they're going. All those teams are going to be right in the conversation.
So, Coach Casey, you're one of your latest hires, and it's pretty cool to say that you hired Big Sean as your new creative director to the organization. Right. He was the first one ever to help Woodward Sports get off the ground up and running. Right. He recorded a video for us, and the big thing that he said at the end was, Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
There you go.
So we need Coach Casey to do one for us that we can play in every one of our shows here on out on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, Woodward Sports, let's go.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
Dwane, Casey, next Thursday, enjoy your day. I can imagine there's nerves, there's excitement. It's a cool moment for the entire organization and the entire city and the entire state. Like, this hasn't happened in 50 years. We have the number 1 overall pick, so thank you for giving us your time this morning. We appreciate you coming in, and best of luck next Thursday. And no matter who you guys draft, we trust you.
Thank you. Joy, a trick question. Who was the 50 years ago? Who was the pick?
Dang, I remember the name, too.
Come on.
Polliner.
Honestly, I forget. It was
Bob Lanier.
Lanier.
Big
That's
Bob.
What it was. Lanier. That's
Hall
Big
of
Bob.
Famer Bob.
Hall of Famer Bob Lanier. Good man. Good man.
So long ago that it's crazy that that's the last name that we had for a number 1 pick. But
there you go.
Can't wait. Next
Thank
Thursday,
you.
it's going to be an amazing thing. Congratulations, all the success, and it's going to be a great experience for all of Detroit.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, we're welcome. And coming up next, we will go to Joey's dumbass of the day right here on
It's
the
me,
Woodward
damn it.
Sports
How did I
Network.
not know
For not knowing Bob Lanier.
Not know history.
The Detroit Pistons
awesome.
select
Okay, all right.
Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
When he crosses too many timeouts, it's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
Bill McKinney of the Dodgers completely botches this one. The best part is they just acquired him in a trade with the Mets, so watch this play right here.
Oh.
That right there sucks, right?
Yes, that's tough.
It's not it. Oh!
When they say hit the cutoff man, they don't literally mean hit the cutoff man.
Got him on a 3-run.
Did he hit the cutoff man right in the head? Watch the throw right.
Space Dogs even looked better than that yesterday.
That's right. Let's go, Tigers. If you need a softball team, we got you. Space Dogs, baby.
That is our Woodward Sports Dumbass of the Day today. We appreciate you for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show.
Fish, you got one more comment on this? How's the Olympics going?
The Olympics are going great, but the Cleveland Indians have officially changed their name.
Yep, they are now the Cleveland Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardian. All right, Guardian Alarm. You better get on that right now.
ASAP. That's like a sponsorship made in heaven.
Right.
Made in heaven.
The Cleveland Guardians.
And they posted a Twitter video if anyone wants to check it out.
All right.
Hey, today's the big day, though. Kick for Crypto going down at 4 o'clock. I am excited to see
$25K.
Hopefully, lucky you gets to win that $25,000 with Woodward Sports.
Yep, we'll see you at Imagine in Novi. You guys have a great Friday. Have a safe weekend. Joey and I will be out tomorrow at the Telegraph Cruise, right?
Man, we got a busy weekend. We got the Telegraph Cruise hanging out at the Cordial Shop in Taylor. Telegraph and Wick will be there with some tasting of 8 Mile vodka.
You're invited. Everybody's invited. It's going to be a party.
Say, come on, I like cars.
We'll see you at the Telegraph Cruise Saturday. What time, Joey?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
No, 2 to 4. My bad. 2 to 4 tomorrow.
Oh, I'm busy.
Come on out and try some 8 Mile. We'll talk to you Monday, guys.